All right, so I'm here with the Blade 500. We're gonna take it up and take it on its first flight, hauling around a camera. I've got the camera centered on the main drive shaft, so that should give us a nice, good CG. That should give us a CG we're looking for. It's a muddy day in upstate New York.
Normal mode.
All right.
Mid rates. High rates.
Okay, so we're just gonna go with low rates to start off. I don't know if we'll go to stunt or not. Let's see how this thing responds to the camera. Old Faithful here. Just find a linear curve on it. I don't want to do too much with the camera on it before I've had a chance to. I'll tell you, it's flying good.
Seconds.
40. Definitely responding better to the throttle. Definitely responding much more to the throttle like I would expect. I'm gonna flip it in stunt mode, see what happens.
Stunt 1.
Perfect, nothing happened. That's exactly what should happen. Stunt 2, we're gonna get an RPM jump. Should jump just a little bit.
Stunt 3. Normal mode.
That was weird. So going stunt 1,
Stunt 1.
and we'll roll it over. Let's do this. So I didn't lose any altitude there. I got myself some wiggle room by getting up a little. Flip it over. Give myself the negative. Give myself the negative. All right. Can't lie, I'm a little nervous here. So we didn't lose any altitude. Again, I'm gonna take it up, give myself some wiggle room, room for error. It's not as nailed as I would like it to be, but not bad considering I haven't flown this thing upside down in a year. Ah, she's flying good.
Time remaining 1 minute.
Now this battery wasn't 100%, so I'm not gonna play any games here. I'm gonna bring it in and set it down.
Hold mode.
Well, we got it in hold mode. Got 5 minutes of flight time out of her. Got some nice tail whips. Flew our first inverted flight with it in a year. I definitely still need to practice. But considering I haven't flown inverted with this size helicopter in quite a while, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Now this battery was like 80% charged, but 90% charged, but not all the way, so hopefully I didn't cook it. Yeah, see, it's at 15%. So 3.7 volts per cell. So that's good, considering that it was, you know, not 100% charged. I was just doing some calibrations on it and changing some settings, so I didn't intend it to be like a full-length flight. Turned out I was pretty happy with the setting changes. It flew pretty well. I'm still going to mess around with this tail a little bit and see if I can get it just a little more dialed in, but it's pretty darn close. It's flying a lot better. This ESC is not a governor, so it's just flying on a linear curve right now, and I've got the throttle curve set up pretty much linear, or I've got the throttle curve now in like a fixed throttle. But still, whenever you have an increase in torque or a decrease in torque, you're going to have a change in head speed, because this is not running governor mode. It's just doing whatever this tells it to do, which is just going to set it at an RPM. But whenever the torque changes, I got to be right on it with the throttle or the helicopter changes. But it's flying good. I can't wait to see the GPS data. I wonder how fast it's going. I'm going to guess 45 miles an hour. Maybe one of those passes we may have hit maybe 57. And maybe we'll get one more flight in there. Go. So we had another minute left there, but it's been a good day. I've put it through 5 flights now, and I just thought I'd call it a day. Took it out, put it through some rolls. Can't wait to run the footage, see the GPS, and see how fast we got it going. Okay, so today was somewhat of an interesting day, mostly a really good day for the Blade 500 3D here. So this guy is a bit of a relic at this point, discontinued, I believe, about 8 years ago. So, but I will always have a love for this helicopter. This was the first helicopter that I seen in the hobby shop and was like, wow, I mean, this thing just, I will always have a Blade 500. But took it out today. For the most part, things went well. Couple little hiccups. I have replaced the tail case with an aluminum tail case, and the belt was a little bit loose, and I missed it before I took it out. And so on the first flight, you'll probably notice that the tail was a little out of sync. It was very mushy, and I think it was missing those teeth a little bit as it was going around. So that unfortunately put me into making some adjustments and getting that tail belt tight. And then the other problem I had was I moved away from it and went and flew an airplane for a little while. When I came back to it, I didn't even realize I had 2 profiles in my remote, and one profile, I don't know what the story is with it. I don't know. I never really set it up. I never edited it. I never set it up for this particular helicopter, and it was a mess. I went to go try to take off, and it wasn't even close to being right. So then I had to switch back to the profile that I have specifically for this helicopter. So once I got the profile right and I got the tail back on right, and then the third obstacle I had today was, you know, I just had 100% linear pitch curve, and I had my throttle curve. I had my throttle curve set up, I don't know, funny. I don't know what I was thinking blade pitch, and it started at like 40 and then went to 75 and 75 all the way across. And the problem with that is that when you come down to like 50%, the helicopter won't descend because you have too much pitch. So I don't know what I was thinking when I set it up like that. So I do a little pitch change out there, change my pitch so that it now it starts at 20 and it goes to 40. So I had to adjust my pitch curve and so that I had more negative, because in the beginning of the flights, the helicopter was not wanting to come down. I was having to pull it so low that then the RPMs were dropping. So it was a little bit of a day for this guy. I did a bunch of reconfiguring, but after I got all the settings straight, I got the pitch curve straight, and I got the throttle curve where I wanted it. Now this guy still has a linear setup in its speed control. So I've got the throttle fixed at like 20 and then 75 all the way across, but obviously that's not going to be as effective as actually activating throttle governing in the speed control. I just never did that and was never into that. It's not something I was really up on until recently. So it's still running a linear throttle curve, but I set it up as a flat line. It's better than the throttle going up and down, and then you just have to manage the pitch with the throttle channel. After that, it ran pretty seamlessly. We got it out there, ran it through some tail whips, ran it through a couple loops, did a little bit of hovering inverted out there. The place where I really like to fly my helicopters, where you stand, the ground descends away from you. So like you're looking at your helicopter and you've got 20 feet below you. So I really like to fly there, because if you mess something up with the helicopter, it comes down to your eye level. You've got 20 feet to play with. So that I fly my helicopters at that place on a regular basis. So flying at the field actually throws me off, because I'm on ground level and I can't fly the helicopter even with me, because that's too low to the ground. So I mean, it sounds crazy, but that perspective change going from where I usually fly the helicopters to the field, it's been a little bit of an obstacle for me to get over. But I'm getting over it now, and I'm starting to get more comfortable flying out there. As you see, like I said, I put it through some tail whips. I wanted to do the corkscrew, but I just didn't want to push my luck today. We had tail case adjustment and pitch adjustment and a lot of adjustments on the helicopter in one day. So I decided I didn't want to go too crazy with it. I think I put 8 flights on it altogether. 1 or 2 of them I didn't record. So, hey, you know what? 8 flights, flying it inverted and everything else, it's a win. No damage whatsoever. Everything went well. All right, so got to give a big shout out to Freddie Codova. I've been using his videos a lot to learn a lot of the stuff about the speed control programming and setting up the helicopters and stuff. And I actually recently got an opportunity to make a purchase from him, and what a great guy to deal with. Shot me some messages on the purchase, and then I said, hey, I had a couple other questions. Help me out with a couple other questions on some helicopter stuff. Actually kind of helped me out with some things I had to figure out to get this thing really squared away and running better. You probably saw in the beginning of the video, it wasn't running so hot, and that's why, like, when I was doing the tail whips, I kind of stopped. Because it wasn't doing what I expected. I didn't have my throttle curve set up right. So definitely, like I said, got to give a big shout out to Freddie Codova, who's been helping me out a lot with the helicopter settings. And his video series is really good. If you're looking to do some changes or modifications or doing a build, just walks you through it. It really has been an asset and helped me make a lot of progress in a pretty short period of time. So can't wait to get it out and fly it again. This is not a helicopter I fly every day, but I'm sure its time will come, and a day will be there, and I'll go out and take this thing for another flight.